advocate Malesela Teffo has withdrawn from the murder trial of the former Orlando Pirates and Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa. Of course, he was representing accused 1 to 4. Now, the court is currently hearing, from the judge, Judge Chifao Maumela, who's speaking to the 4 accused, saying the case has been postponed to the 2nd of August to give them time to find new counsel. Let's go back to Griselda now.
Are you withdrawing?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's not about me. It's about the peace for Senzo. Peace for those guys. The justice system in this country is becoming the circus. You cannot put the innocent person in court. This is a winter. The poor guys were supposed to be at home. They are now dying for the sins that they don't even know. They never even committed. You see. So I cannot be part of this. I don't know what to call this. For the lack of the, for the lack of the relevant weight. Yes, I cannot seem to be justifying the injustice. So what is happening in that court of Maumela is injustice at all. The worst ever I come across. 12 years as a practicing advocate, Zozi. So I've never come across the situation in that way. Yeah, so every time for the accused 1 to 4, Maumela cannot be able to take a decision. But let the other one raise something. He's able to take a decision. So with only us. So now I realize that I'm becoming a burden to the lives of the poor guys there. You see, those guys are innocent. Yes. So now it's better now that I'm out. Then I think it's relieved. It's a relief. Even this morning, he said to me that he doesn't know which school I've attended. I think now you'll be relieved. But I'm not taking that in a hard way. You see. So
are you saying that the judge is biased in this matter? Is that what you're saying? Can you categorically state that?
I've got the instructions 7 times from my client, from those guys. Say, we see what judge is doing. Can you please bring the application? And I've always advising against that, to recuse him. Because I consider the application for recusal a cause of delay. Because according to me, this appearance here of these 5 guys is supposed to be preliminary. It was not even supposed to go more than 2 weeks. You see, there is a trial that should come of 7 people. They don't want us to go there. If this matter has been postponed to the 7th of December, and there is also the talk of the possibility of next year, where are we going? Where will these people ever get the justice? These poor guys. Will the Senzo Meyiwa get justice?
Do you think that there will be justice for Senzo Meyiwa's family? This basically takes the case and sort of throws it on its head.
Exactly, definitely my point. And then my reason for this, because like I said, we had a thorough consultation with Senzo Meyiwa, you see, because as I'm saying that, this so-called trial of docket 636, the docket which people were arrested after it was quashed. When these people were arrested, the docket was quashed, was no more there. But now, they brought it to life because they want to protect somebody. You see, people who were in that house where Senzo was killed, that house is treated like a national key point. You see, if the parliament in Cape Town was named after someone, the lady in that house, that Cape Town parliament could not have been on ash because that name of this lady is so protected. It's a national key point. So her name is protected more than the national key point. Yes.
Advocate, where to from here? Do you plan to take this further? Are you going to lodge any complaint? Because you obviously feel aggrieved by what has taken place. You say also that you remain on watching brief for the Meyiwa family, and that's it in terms of this case. Will you be lodging a complaint against the presiding judge? Do you feel that aggrieved?
This was not my case. I was there as a counsel. So now my job as a counselor terminated today. You see, hence I'm saying I'm going to pay full attention to case 375, which was opened by Warrant Officer Makubu. And as we speak now, Warrant Officer Makubu opened that case. Do you believe that today has been charged by Chauke? He's a criminal now. He's attending the case that he doesn't even know where it's coming from. That's how they play the tricks here. Makubu is now the criminal because he opened 375. We've got the real criminal, who is the leading investigating officer in the 636. Brigadir Keninda. The guy has got a lot of charges, but he's been he cannot be arrested. He's been protected by the state, by the police, by the DPP. Yes. So people who are trying to do the justice, we are the criminal now. Tell me now, why should I continue here while I'm facing from the 8th of this month, last week Friday? I let you know that I'm going to face 8 charges, whereby the magistrate is a complainant against me. So those charges are going to be at the regional court in Johannesburg. So now I'm going to face the challenge. Now on the other side, the same office of the DPP, I've been reported to the Legal Practice Council that I'm a criminal. Yes.
Right, Advocate Malesela Teffo. Thank you very much indeed. Breaking news on this particular matter. Advocate Malesela Teffo talking to us there after dropping a bombshell inside court, Unati, him withdrawing from the trial of Senzo Meyiwa, the murder trial of Senzo Meyiwa. He was representing accused number 1 to 4. This certainly does throw this particular case in limbo at this particular stage. Unfortunately, I was not inside court as we had to get word from Advocate Malesela Teffo on what the way forward is. He says he believes that the judge in this particular matter has not treated him fairly. Well, we certainly saw the exchange of words between Judge Chifo Maumela this morning and Advocate Malesela Teffo. Recall that today what was scheduled to happen inside court was that he was due to argue an application regarding jurisdiction of this particular matter, and jurisdiction which Advocate Malesela Teffo felt that this particular court could not hear or try this particular matter because the crime scene itself had taken place in Vosloorus on the East Rand. And essentially, as time went on before we sat here today, we then heard that that application was no longer going to go ahead on jurisdiction. Instead, he had written to the National Director of Public Prosecutions asking that the charges against his clients 1 to 4 accused in this matter be dropped. A decision on that has not yet been taken. Then again today, a letter being introduced here by accused number 3. Accused number 3 basically saying that he had been moved from the Johannesburg prison to Kgosi Mampuru prison here in Pretoria, and he doesn't understand why that has happened. He alleges that his rights had been violated, saying that the telephones at Kgosi Mampuru don't work. He's not able to get in touch with his legal representation. He's also not able to get in touch with his family members, saying that he has a sick child, and quite a number of issues that he raised in this letter. Eventually, he was called to the stand and basically asked a number of questions by Advocate Malesela Teffo, but Judge Chifo Maumela basically ruling that there were no merits in that testimony to warrant any ruling from him pertaining to his safety. The judge saying that he thought that the issues that were being raised were pertaining to the safety of accused number 3. But basically ruled that there was no basis for what was contained in that letter to raise the ire of concern pertaining to the safety of accused number 3. And then just shortly after that ruling, a bombshell from Advocate Malesela Teffo, in which he then withdraws from this particular matter, throwing this entire case on its head. Questions will be raised now about whether Senzo Meyiwa's family will ever get justice. We'll certainly try to speak to them when time permits, but at this particular point, some legal analysis, I think, would be quite crucial about what this means for this particular trial regarding the murder of a soccer sensation, Senzo Meyiwa.
Griselda, of course, I'm going to let you go back into court to just get the very latest that transpired just as you left to interview Advocate Teffo. But we do know before you left that this case was postponed to the 2nd of August. And one of the reasons, of course, is for the accused 1 to 4 to seek new counsel if they decide not to represent themselves. But Griselda Lewis, thank you so much for that update and that interview with Advocate Teffo.